I don't want a boy child, and I've never wanted a boy child. And there are lots of reasons why I don't want a boy child. And that's also part of the reason why I am struggling with making that decision on whether to give birth to a child biologically or adopt. I would rather choose adoption at this point. The fact that you can get pregnant and the child will turn out to be a boy. And aside from that, all my siblings, their firstborn kids are all boys. So sometimes I feel like if I get pregnant, my first pregnancy is going to be a boy child, and I don't want a boy child. I am scared of giving birth to a boy child. That's why I would rather choose adoption. Then I can choose, at least you know what you're getting. A girl child is what you want, so you adopt a girl child because that's exactly what you want. You know what you're expecting. Now, there are lots of reasons why I don't want a boy child. Two main reasons why. Number one, the fact that you can train that child with all the values of humanity. You can train that child. You can do everything you can within your power to train that child and make sure that that child is not a nuisance to the society. And at the end, the society will teach that child some forms of patriarchal entitlement that you never taught that child. The society might end up corrupting that child. You can't, there are some things you can't control in that aspect. And this is one of them. You can't control that. At the end of the day, you will find yourself struggling with protecting another girl child from this child. Because like I said, society might teach that child values that you never ever taught that child. And because you're a woman living in a patriarchal system, society will tell that child that you cannot train that child, and the child will grow up believing that, might grow up believing that. I might be wrong, but this is like my biggest fear. Recently, I've been kind of busy. There was a homicide incident that happened in my estate, just another gated estate within my own estate. A young man, that man shouldn't be up to 30. He killed another man. You know what hurts me in all of this is that, according to sources, he got a visa to travel to Canada, and the visa had already come out. I think according to them, they said he's supposed to travel next week or next 2 weeks or next month. I don't know, but he's supposed to travel anytime soon from now. But this guy got into a fight and stabbed someone. At the end of the day, the young man he got involved in a fight with did not survive it. He died. Now this young man is in police custody. This young man, as you speak, is facing life imprisonment to death sentence. I don't know, but I do know one thing, that it will be difficult for him to get out of it. And the painful part is that there were eyewitnesses who tried to separate them from fighting before he eventually stabbed this other young man, and the young man died. They could not. But when the police was arresting, they arrested every one of them who were present. In fact, the person who owned the shop where this thing was happening was also got involved, but eventually she was able to get out on bail because it only happened in her shop, but she was not around. And that's why I always tell people, when there's a fight going on, if you don't know anybody there, please leave. If you know someone there, then find a way to call the police or something. Call the police if you have any contact of the police. Report to the police. Whatever you need to do it to protect yourself in the future, in case anything goes wrong. He was supposed to travel next week or next month or whenever. He had a visa to travel, but now he cannot do that because he could not control his ego. Because he got into that fight. It was not just about provocation. He got into the fight. When the fight started, he ran to his house. He had an opportunity to change his mind. He ran into his house, came out with a knife and stabbed the guy, and the guy died. Stabbed him on the chest, and he died. Remember when I told you in one of my contents that a man is more likely to die in the hands of an outsider than in the hands of his own partner or a family member, someone he knows. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, these two people, they are friends, but they don't live together. All right. They had a verbal altercation that led to a fight, and the next minute, this other young man went and carried a knife and stabbed him to death. I'm sure you're wondering why this is a conversation that I'm having. Society teaches the boy child to lack emotions. And that's part of the reason why I am scared of giving birth to a boy child. A child who the society will teach that you're a man. Men don't cry. Women are the emotional ones. They teach the boy child that emotion, empathy is weakness. Okay? He had the opportunity to change his mind, but he did not. He went inside, brought out that knife, and came back and stabbed this other young man. He had the opportunity to change his mind. I can't remember how many times I've gone to the police station and I saw an incident where a woman did something like that. It's very hard. And I'm not even trying to say that it is easier to train a girl child. It's also not easy, because that child, from the very first day that child was born, is already at risk of a lot of things. We live in a patriarchal system where women are at risk. As long as you're a woman, you are at risk. So it's still not easy, but I would rather take that risk if I ever want to have a child. Now, I'm not also saying that women don't do that kind of thing. There are women who have gotten involved in stuff like that. As a lawyer, I've seen it, but oftentimes it's between the woman and their partner or a family member, maybe the brother, the father, the husband, the boyfriend. Oftentimes, it's mostly that they got involved in a fight and she was trying to protect herself in some circumstances. It's almost difficult to hear that a woman stabbed another woman or another man in public. It's difficult to hear. It's possible that it has happened in the past. I don't think I've heard, but it is difficult for it to happen. Every time I go to police station, if I see 10 suspects, one or two are women. If I see 20 suspects on handcuffs, 2 of them are women. The rest are men. So forgive me if I don't want to go to that kind of risk. It is very dangerous. It's a flight risk. You can say all you want, that's not my business. Instead of giving birth to a boy child, I'd rather adopt a dog. No offense, please. I don't think I have the mental energy to handle something like that. I might as well just adopt so that I'll avoid all that stress because I might end up giving birth to a boy child. I don't want. God, I don't want. Please, I don't. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. To be honest, if I ever decide to get pregnant and I go for scan and that child is a boy, I will get rid of that child. I will. I don't. It's too dangerous. For a lot of reasons, I can't.